Hello everybody, welcome to the first ever stream on YouTube for my channel. Yeah, we're gonna do some flying out here today. We are gonna first do a flight over to Los Cabos from Phoenix on VATSIM. Unfortunately for us today, a VATSIM controller is not online for Phoenix. So we're gonna actually do something right here. Okay. So ignore this message. Ignore this message up here. So alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and pull up our charts for Phoenix and our flight plan. I have my iPad just to the left of me here, and it has my flight plan, my fuel weight and balance, and everything I need in order to get a flight over to Los Cabos. So let's go ahead and hop into the cold and dark 737-700. As you can see, it is cold and it is dark. So we're going to come up here to the overhead panel. First of all, we're going to come down here to the iPad. We're going to get the GPU connected, set the chocks. Everything's going to be good to go. And then we'll come back up to the overhead panel, turn the battery switch on, connect to the ground power. Emergency exit lights are on. We're going to turn the chimes on. Our panel can go to bright. Let's go ahead and come up here. There we go. That should work just fine. Alright, so we'll come up to the top. We'll set the IRSs to nav. We got about 6 minutes until they are activated. So local light and position strobes can go to steady, and engine start switch can go to both. And now we can come down here to the FMC computer, turn on everything else here. Alright, so we are aboard a 737-700, so that is confirmed. We are at Phoenix at gate Delta 3. And our GPS is right here. We'll set that. Do what? Why are you not? Are you seriously not gonna let me put on my own GPS? Is the plane just retarded today? Oops. Okay, I got a backup idea. There we go. Alright, so now we got it set. So we can go over to the route page. We are at Phoenix. We are going over to Los Cabos, so Mike Sierra Delta. We are Southwest Airlines 1922, and we do not have an ATIS. Hang on just 1 second. I will get an ATIS up here. No ATIS today. Alright. So I come into here. Come up to our overhead panel. Alright. Just let me grab a couple things over here. Okay. So
Stay on 26, maintain sharp 59, 37 pit.
Okay. Alright, so we are, grab our ATIS over here, ATIS request, we are at Phoenix, send it.
Southwest 735, descend and maintain 5,000. Enter flight 2943, towers 118.7, have a great day.
Winds 250, alright, so we're going to depart out of runway 26.
American 1951, descend and maintain 4,000.
We need to depart out of 26. Alright.
Number 10 X-ray Quebec, connect approach 126.6, good day.
26.6, good day, X-ray Quebec.
And we're going Tucson. Then we're going to take the J92. Oops. The J92 to
Oxy 10 X-ray Quebec, Phoenix approach, hello, expect 25 left.
Dazvu. And then we're going to be direct Echo.
Southwest 735, turn right heading 170, speed your discretion, you can maintain 4,000.
And then that will be activated, executed. And then we'll go to the departures. We are expecting the Sturm. Ooh, good thing we're not on that's in today, or else we'd be in trouble here. Yeah, it's not on here.
At the 735, clear visual approach, runway 26, join a 5-mile final.
And at Los Cabos.
Envoy 3543, descend and maintain 5,000.
So, yeah. VDM 34.
Alex C0, X-ray Quebec, descend and maintain 5,000.
We'll take a look down here.
1951, turn left heading 350.
Alright. So we have all that. So
Envoy 3543, speed your discretion.
Get our weights in here. 33.8. 33.8. And our total fuel for this trip is going to be 20.8. Oh, since nobody's in here, I guess we can. Get you over here. Alright.
1951, traffic at your 11 o'clock and 3 miles, Southwest 737, joining final for runway 26.
Game capture.
1951, roger that, on a heading of 290, clear visual approach, runway 25 left.
Alright, so we can come back down here, go to the initial
Envoy 3543, turn right heading 170.
Cruise, or our center of gravity.
XC10 X-ray Quebec, descend and maintain 4,000.
It's going to be 4,800 pounds.
Southwest 735, towers 118.7.
Today.
American 1951, towers 120.9, have a great day.
Our cruising altitude is flight level 30.
Envoy 3543, in the turn scar will be 1 to 2 o'clock at 11 miles, report the field in the site.
390.
Alright. 8,000 now out of 7,500, Boeing 737.
He's inside for American 2094.
267, 63 knots, 66 knots gusting up the top of climb.
Galaxy 10 X-ray Quebec, turn left heading 350.
Bumpy ride today.
Envoy 3543 heading 230, clear visual approach runway 26.
We're going to do a D-rated takeoff. We're going to do flaps 1 today. Our center of gravity, if we come back to
American 2094, traffic don't fax pass off your right and climbing, cutting approach 126.6, good day.
266 along.
Your discretion, 210 degrees, absolutely fine.
4.379, there we go.
99, we've got Quebec,
V1's
and we're at
140,
a
road is 141,
16.9,
V2 is
for the
149.
Correct 1699, fixed approach, good afternoon, expect your right 25 left.
25 left, 1699, thank you.
49. We're expecting to go out of 26.
Envoy 3543, towers 118.7. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Go this way. 26.
10 X-ray Quebec, speed is your discretion. I got no one behind you.
We're going to...
American 710, ready speed to 210.
210, American 710.
Alright, top altitude is going to be 8,000 on this SID. It's going to be 8,000.
Galaxy 0 X-ray Quebec, towers 120.9. Have a good day.
American 710, contact approach 126.6. Good day.
26.6, American
Alright, let's take a look at ATIS here. ATIS for 2021 April 5th.
710 Phoenix approach below. Expect visual approach runway 26.
Weather.
12782, contact approach 126.6. Good day.
1500 Zulu weather.
26.6,
Winds are
up here, 2782.
Visibility 10. Sky conditions
1000.
are fuel. View at follow 220. Broken at follow 250. Temperature 27. Dew point -5. Altimeter is 2982. So we'll go down that way. Come back over here, and that's all we need to know. Alright, so if we go to legs page,
Your flight 2782 Phoenix
and
approach
we
below.
go to plan, we can come up here and see what our flight looks like.
Target 2094, did you want the north side?
Alright, there we go.
It'll cost you $1.
Everything looks fine so
Target 710, reduce speed to 190.
Alright, so we're going to have to do our own little vector.
I'm just going to throw someone in front of you, company.
We're gonna
Target
do our vectors
2094,
coming
descend and maintain
into
5,000.
Los Cabos. So. Alright. Our squawk today is going to be 1625. 1625 on the squawk. In the transponder. And so we've pretty much got the plane. So we're going to actually go down and do the walk around.
Get 382, turn right heading 170, maintain 4,000.
We're actually going to go out and do the walk around real quick.
Okay, the cabin is secure.
So,
Have a good flight.
view, free camera. So, forgive me, this is not going to be the most realistic walk around, but... Alright, so... the wheel well looks alright, we got the light. Ground power is connected.
Oscar 382, call the field, 1 at 2 o'clock, 10 miles.
One light's
Do it.
okay, they both look like they're on. Engine looks like it's okay. Not really seeing much wrong here. Let's take a look over at our
American 710, reduce speed to 170, then descend and maintain 5,000.
winglet looks like it's good.
Oscar 382, maintain 3,000.
Check the fuel. Check the landing gear. I don't see anything wrong with
Alaska
it.
382, descend and maintain 3,000.
Check inside of
Alaska 382, heading 230, clear visual approach, runway 26.
Alright.
American 2094, turn left heading 350, maintain 4,000.
So, local light's working, the backstroke.
Frontier flight 2782, descend and maintain 5,000.
Alright, so this
American 710, you're going to be following company traffic joining from the south, Boeing 737-800 series.
Alright. Everything looks good. Let's check this front engine real quick. And that.
American 2094 in the turn, Scarborough 10 to 11 o'clock and 2 miles, reported in sight.
Alright, let's hop back into the cockpit.
That's that, I'll approach the bridge in just a
Alright,
moment. You're following an
so
Alaska 737, that's outside
now
the marker at
we're gonna do our
4,200.
flows. So, yaw damper
Roger
comes
that.
on after APU.
Phoenix approach, good afternoon, expect runway 25 left.
5 left, 2321.
Go ahead and turn off all these. So that way everybody... There we go.
You're 2094 heading 290, clear
Alright.
visual approach, runway 26.
Everything looks good. APU can go to
Goes
on.
3107, 16,500, sending via the Hyder 1, Quebec
And then
25
start.
left.
Go 3107, Phoenix approach, good afternoon, expect runway
There we go,
25
our
left.
needles
5
moving.
left, 3107.
Our window heats need to come on. Electrics need to go
Approach
ahead and come
Skyler
on as well.
397, so you got a 16,000 descending via the Cruiser 1
Tac.
26 with
Need to
information.
come on AP.
Go 3097 Phoenix Approach, good afternoon, expert runway
Total
26.
flight
26.
is going to be 390. And landing altitude Los Cabos is that. Okay.
American 1699, connect approach 126.6, good day.
There we go.
American 1699, connect approach 126.6, good day.
126.6, American 1699.
Alright.
Target 2094, you're 4.5 miles from Charlotte, the Alaska, contact tower 118.7. Good day. No problem, bye-bye. Target 1699, Phoenix approach, roger. Would you like the north side? Roger that, expect 26, American 1699, descend and maintain 5,000, present heading. That's your flight 2782, Scarborough 10 to 11 o'clock, 12 miles. That's your flight 2782, turn left heading 290, call the field in sight.
Delta 1282, Phoenix approach.
Get 710, flighting 230, clear visual approach, runway 26.
Who are we looking for?
Left-hand side, they're joining final for 25 left. Frontier flight 2782, I'm pretty sure you said that you had the field in the turn there, is that correct? Frontier flight 2782, clear visual approach, runway 25 left.
You weren't trying to call American 2321, were you?
No.
Delta 1282, we're out
Okay,
of
so
11.8,
walk around
going
was
down
good.
to 4,000 on
Our
the Eagle 6 with K-back.
APU.
1282, Phoenix approach, good afternoon, expert runway 26, maintain 250 knots or greater.
150 knots or greater, and 26 is our runway. Delta
Start the leg. And everything looks fine.
Get 710, contact tower 118.7, have a good day.
We can confirm the APU is on.
Frontier flight 2782, towers 120.9, bye-bye.
Alright, so let's go ahead and plan our pushback.
Sky 3097, ready speed of 210, if you're high at NT, that's approved.
Okay, so 210 Sky 397.
Traffic Global just updated. Since there's no gates, we can push back over here, and we're not on VADSIM today. Because there's no controller.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready. Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
I just want you to drive out and connect to the airplane. I'm not ready for you to push me back yet. Okay, so now, yaw damper can come on, fuel pumps can come on. We do have fuel in the center pump, so that can come on. Test the Crosby valve. Valve does open. Battery, APU gen, we are getting correct voltage. APU generator is on. Ground power is off, confirmed. Seatbelt signs and chimes are on. Our emergency exit lights are armed. Our window heats are on. Our electrics need to come on as well. Our packs are on. We've already done
Target
the walk
1699, call the
around.
field 10 to 11 o'clock at 16 miles.
Flight directors are on. Alright, so technically we are ready for pushback. This is our takeoff briefing. We're going to do flaps 1.
Target 1699, roger that. Heading up 290,
Okay,
clear visual
all
approach.
doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
The Bernard, the Bravo, November, Yankee, Romeo, Delta 5 departure.
Delta 1282, after SB, reduce speed to 210, connect approach now, 126.6, have a good day.
4,000. Make our own vectors.
And after
since we
SB,
are not on
210
VADSIM today.
knots, Delta 1282.
And that's that. So we can. Here, we'll go ahead and do this. And you do have
The
some
1282
reviews
Phoenix
today.
approach, roger that. How about speed your discretion?
Tow connected and bypass pin
I got no
inserted.
ones in
Smooth
front of you
parking
or
brake.
behind you, so whatever speed is fine with me.
Alright, we can go ahead and turn our transponder to TARA, so we are squawking. Come up here.
American 2321, connect approach, 126.6, take care.
Now our big red button is now
397
beeping.
Phoenix approach, hello,
That's just to
welcome,
let people on the
expect
ground
26.
know that this airplane has on its own power and can start at any moment. That's for general aviation, pretty much. That's just pretty much anybody. But for airline, for the ground crew, just knows
Phoenix
that
approach Southwest
this
1234,
airplane is about
17.8, we're
to
descending via the Hyder
push
1,
back,
25
which
left
we are.
transition, Quebec.
So along
I'm
our
sorry, who was
route,
calling?
we should not expect any rough
Next approach,
weather,
welcome, expect 25 left.
but always got to prepare for the worst.
18.5, descending
We
via
can
the
go
Hyder
ahead
1,
and release the
25 left
parking brake.
transition, Quebec.
South 1234,
Starting
French approach, good
pushback,
afternoon.
and
Expect
you may start
25.
engines.
25 left, Southwest
Plane back.
1234.
Before we do our engine check, I forgot to do this. Okay, take off.
Southwest 1080, Phoenix approach, are you here?
That's affirmative,
Alright,
12.5.
so packs can go off.
South 1280, Phoenix approach, thanks for speed of 210, then descend to maintain 8000, expect runway 26.
Slow to 210, then 8,000 southwest. Descending.
Shortly after takeoff, we will be serving complimentary.
1699, towers 118.7, good day.
Alright. I don't know if you can hear the engine sounds as good as I can, but fuel can be introduced to the air engine when you're at 25 on the N2. But the bass is so amazing. I love the engine sounds on this Zebo. It's just a fantastic airplane.
3107, connect approach 126.6, have a good day.
I need to turn down this ATC.
3107, connect approach
It's still really loud.
126.6, good day.
Yes, it is very realistic. And I think I know who that is. Alright, so our engine number 2 is confirmed idle. Our start valve is off. We're going to go ahead
Shuttle
and...
5970, Phoenix approach, good afternoon, expect runway 25 left.
Okay, I know what I can do. Turn you down just a little bit.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Alright, parking brake says so she won't yell at us
Disconnecting
anymore.
tow. Stand by.
59 Phoenix approach, good afternoon, expect runway 26.
It's
And
still
maintain
really
25,
loud.
0 knots or greater.
Runway 26, 259.
Alright, so we are at gate Delta 3. We're going to be taking off on runway 26. So we are going to do a one-engine taxi. We're going to taxi via Delta Romeo Bravo 13, hold short of runway 26.
Southwest 1080, Phoenix approach, how you doing? Expect 26.
So there we go.
Delta 1282, heading up
Down on my
230,
iPad.
clear
There we go.
visual approach, runway 26.
Okay, so since we are doing a one-engine approach, we will leave the APU on.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has
It is
been
really
removed.
loud.
Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
That might be the reason why the radios were loud.
Shuttle 5873, Phoenix approach, good afternoon. Expect runway 25 left.
Okay,
use
so
caution.
we don't
Left-hand call sign,
make
shuttle
passengers
1589,
mad.
70
If you're a
off
frequent
runway
flyer like myself, you know that you love air conditioning, so we're going to turn the backpack on the engine bleed. Oh, look at that. There's a company aircraft. But the main reason why I came back here, we're going to go flaps 1.
5849, can approach 126.6,
And we're going to check our engine or flight controls. Come outside, we'll check here. Elevators are good as well.
Descending on the Bruiser arrival, information Quebec.
1541, Phoenix approach,
Flaps
good
1
afternoon. Expect runway
is set.
26, and I missed the set
Anti-skid is at RTO, rejected takeoff. Our
1541, thank you, maintain 250.
recall is just because our first engine is not on.
Southwest 1080, descend to maintain 6000.
So we can go ahead and turn on the taxi light. Turn our engine number 2 switch to continuous. Release the parking brake and see if she'll go on one engine. If she can't, we'll have to start the other engine, and then that just makes me a little bit more mad. Because an airplane on the ground is an airplane that's not making money. And she's going to taxi just fine with one engine, I hope. So our departure time out of Phoenix is supposed to be 6 a.m. We're right at 5:51, so we should be good. Okay. I'm pretty sure that the viewer here knows that in real life, an airplane does not turn on the ground with this. I just don't have rudder pedals right now. this is what technically taxis the aircraft. Is this?
Good afternoon, for Southwest 1892, visual out of 14.2, descending via Eagle 6, this Quebec.
So 1892, Phoenix Bridge, good afternoon, expect your 126, reduce speed to 210, then descend to maintain.
Oh yeah, we're taxiing pretty good with
Roger,
engine.
runway 26, slowing to 10.
And basically, when you're in a
then,
gigantic
10,000,
airport like
Southwest,
Phoenix, oh, let's watch this
1896.
Southwest take off.
West 3097, Sky Harbor is 3 o'clock, 11 miles.
Look at that.
American 2321, turn left heading 290, cleared visual approach, runway
Look where
25
he's
left.
going. This one airplane has its own freaking PA system too. That's hilarious.
West 3097, turn
Alright, we are
right
approaching
heading 230, cleared visual
Romeo.
approach, runway 26.
There's Delta Airlines. Traffic Global did not put the right liveries where they're supposed to go. Because the Southwests are usually at terminals Delta and Charlie.
descending via
the
high to
United
arrival
there.
and runway 25 left with Quebec.
Alright, there we go.
American 2321, traffic 1 o'clock and a mile, joining
I am honestly
runway
surprised
26
I'm getting
is a
this
regional
amount
jet
of
at
frame rates at
4,300.
Phoenix. Usually I get like below 10.
West
So my computer is
3097,
absolutely
traffic
garbage.
10 o'clock and a mile for the south side Airbus 321 out of 3,400.
Alright, so since we're approached to the runway is right there, we are going to go ahead and start our second engine. So we're going to start engine 1.
Shuttle 5849, reduce speed to 190, then descend to maintain 5,000.
There we go, we're getting into
West 3097, 170 knots or greater until Prune, contact tower 118.7. Southwest 1080, fly Sky Harbor 2
There we
o'clock
go.
and 13 miles.
engine
Southwest
1
1080,
fuel
understanding of the
is
airport in sight,
introduced.
fly heading 230, cleared visual approach, runway 26.
And we are
West
going to
3107, Sky Harbor 10
decrease our
o'clock, 10
engines
miles.
as we're approaching the runway.
West 3107, fly heading 290, cleared visual approach, runway 25 left.
Alright, so our first engine is
Roads runway 39.
idle. We'll turn on our generators, APU, bleed, can come off.
Phoenix Approach, good evening, expect runway
First, before I do anything else, we're going to stop the airplane because I don't want to get yelled at. I mean, I'm not going to get yelled at because I'm not on VAC sim,
contact approach on
but
120.4.
I'm trying to keep it as real as possible. Pitot heats can come on. Our packs can now come on. Isolation valve can go to auto. Retrofit valve can go to auto. Trim air can go on. Engine bleeds can go on. AP bleed can go off. Our pressurization is confirmed and set. APU is turning off. So now we're going to check and make sure there's no traffic. I don't see any. So we're going to go ahead and say we're clear for takeoff. Alright.
Envoy
So
3969, contact
runway
approach
lights can come on.
126.6. Good day.
126.6 on
going clear for departure. And turn on the attending call buttons. That way they know that we are clear for departure.
on the Eagle 6, Quebec.
Auto
Southwest
throttles can
1874,
come
Phoenix Approach.
on.
Thank you. Expect the visual approach.
We got the
runway
cabin
26.
secure.
Roger.
And we'll turn on the block time. Brakes can get released.
Descending via the Eagle 6, we're going through
we can
16.4
go ahead
now, and we have Quebec for 26.
go ahead and head out.
Sun Country 605, Phoenix Approach. Thank you. Expect the visual approach. Runway 26.
Plano, thanks.
American 1541, cross Cuckoo at
Approaching
210 knots.
26.
Cuckoo 210, American 1541.
Southwest 1892, fly heading 190, vectors for the sequence.
Heading 190, Southwest.
On runway 26.
American 1153, traffic is 12 o'clock, 2 miles
Engine
westbound,
stable
level
and
at
one
10,000
toga.
to Cessna.
753.
Air Shuttle 5970, contact approach 120.4. Good day.
80 knots.
Cross
American
check.
1541, approach 126.6. Good day.
26.6, American 1541. Good day.
Approaching V1.
V1, rotate.
6.6. Good day.
26.6, Southwest 1892. Good day.
Air Shuttle
Positive rate.
5873, reduced speed to 210.
Alright. So we got it.
Sun Country 605, maintain 250 knots.
A little windy.
50 knots for Sun Country 605.
400.
We are a little windy. So, VNAV.
Air Shuttle
Our flaps can go up to
5873.
clean.
Contact approach on
1,000.
0.4. Good day.
1,000 feet. We're going to maintain runway heading for right now.
Roger.
Air Shuttle 5812, traffic 12 o'clock, 6 miles westbound to Cessna level at 10.
Yeah, we are getting some turbulence. It's windy.
5,000, Southwest 1234.
Alright, so we're going to now turn left heading 220.
About a 15-mile base.
Increase our climb just a little bit. There we go. Hoping we can get out of this turbulent air here in a minute.
Shuttle 5970, descend maintain 5,000.
Okay. Everybody in the stream, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you can tune in. We are currently flying via the Bernard 5 departure out of Phoenix, headed towards Los Cabos. We are not on VATSIM right now because there's no VATSIM controller.
Thank you so much.
But we are on our own vectors.
The only thing I need is 210 at Limo.
It looks like we're out of the turbulence now. So we can go ahead and turn on autopilot. We're going to climb and maintain 17,000. So we don't break our retractable landing lights. We're going to turn those off. Alrighty.
And Southwest 1874, turn 10 degrees left. Vectors for the sequence, maintain 8,000.
10 to the left, maintain 8,000, Southwest 1874.
Autopilot's going to do its own thing.
Thank you so much. Approach
We're going to continue our own vectors.
26.6, good day, Southwest 1874.
Yeah, it's flying via the
Sun Country 605,
sequence,
thanks for the patience there. Reduce speed to 210.
Oh, we are over speeding a little bit.
American 1153, approach 120.4. Good day.
120.4, American 1153.
Fortune left heading 290, clear visual, approach runway 25 left.
290, clear visual, 25 left, Southwest 1250.
Shuttle 5873, reduce speed to 170, then descend and maintain 5,000.
Slow to 170 and 5,000 for Shuttle 5973 with 9,000.
Give me just 1 second to the people in the
Shuttle
stream.
5970, you can reduce to 170, then descend and maintain 4,000.
Slow to 170, then 4,000.
Do we have any questions for you? Not at this moment, no. I'll let you know if one does pop up.
Shuttle 5970, turn left heading 350.
Airplane, why are you deciding to not do what I want you to do?
And Southwest 1234 has that traffic in sight.
1234, right to contact tower 120.9.
So since we're not on vectors anymore, we can go ahead and go to LNAV, VNAV, pass through 10,000 feet, we can turn off our landing lights. These can go to auto, green light can go off, everything else looks
Alright, that's kind of what I thought when she had it on. Alright,
fine
thanks.
to me. Our generators are providing significant energy, electricity, which they should be, or else something's wrong with our engines. But it looks like we're gonna have a pretty smooth flight, just a little bit of turbulence coming out of
American
Phoenix.
946, contact approach 126.6.
We can
Good
go
day.
legs.
Air Shuttle 5812, check at 11 o'clock in, 6 miles, currently southwestbound. They'll be southbound in just a moment to 73, restricted below you.
Stuff here.
Shuttle 5812.
Air Shuttle 5812, thank you. Contact approach 120.4. Good day.
20.4, good day, Shuttle 5812.
See who we can tune into for our
Southwest 136 descended via the Eagle, and we have information from back.
Alright. Alright, we are climbing out of Phoenix. Now begins the gruesome part of being a simulator flight sim person. Yeah, the cruise is going to be it's gruesome sitting here. So it came up to my mind, why don't I start streaming? And so I did. And I used to do simulator videos for crashes of trains, but since I am a student pilot and I prefer to do flying, I would much rather do this. So we now go to our cruising altitude of flight level 390. Our flight time today, why is this so, I cannot do, flight time today is about 1 hour and 50 minutes, and depending on how I feel, may do another leg from Miami to Houston. Maybe. I still have not decided that yet. So, and weather's gonna fix itself. I think it is. Since we are LNAV VNAV, we can go to a... let the people in the back know that they can start using their larger electronics. And I don't anticipate any further turbulence besides what we experienced out of Phoenix. But we passed through transition altitude, our altimeters can go to standard, and we are on our way. So, here's our aircraft with the mismatched tone, nose tone.
94 descent, Eagle 6, runway 26, Phoenix altimeter 2979.
We're going to leave it at that view for a little bit. Just keep on checking. 29 days after today, you'll be 21. Nice, man. Nice. I recently celebrated my 19th birthday. So, definitely feel like I'm getting older. Looking at the Streamlabs on my other monitor, apparently this winglet Skiminar is like perfectly splitting the arrival and the departure airports. And that is hilarious. And I personally love... Yes, and I know it says MMSD because that's Los Cabos. Our first leg today is from Phoenix to Los Cabos. After this leg, we're more than likely going to do Miami to Houston, since Southwest has just recently started flying to Miami, and they fly from Baltimore to Miami and then Miami to Houston. That was the first, that was the inaugural flight. So we're gonna kind of redo that. Why is my thing not wanting to? Why is this not wanting to let me know whenever something happens? I've noticed since the beginning of the stream, we have had 4 more subscribers. I do appreciate that. For everybody who has subscribed, it should have came up with a little notification right here, but it's not, and it's kind of making me a little bit angry because I spent about 1.5 hours trying to get all this stuff set up. So, if you did subscribe, I do appreciate that. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We got 6 months to do it. So, we should be coming up to about, yeah, 26,000 feet. So everything still looks good so far.
Just wonder what you had for a ride at 350.
Everything's light chop. It's hit or miss. Some like just north of you, 35 is the better ride. The occasional light chop. To the west of that, 35.
Okay, let me.
So it's kind of hit or miss.
Okay, and what should we expect at 31? Is that going to be below it, or is it also light chop?
No, unfortunately, everything's light chop, even down to like 24 to 26. I think it's still light chop.
Yeah, good thing we decided not to fly on Valence tonight because there's nothing online.
American 2284, you here?
Do I want to know about Southwest Airlines, or do you want to know about Southwest Airlines? Because I'm an aviation student. I'm a student pilot, and my dream is to fly for Southwest. So, if you want to know a question about Southwest Airlines, I'll be more than happy to give you the answer, but to the best of my knowledge. And somebody else was in here earlier. Only Rachel 20. She actually, Southwest Airlines is also her favorite airline. We've been friends for a little bit, and she actually got to fly on Maryland 1 the other day, which is one of Southwest Airlines' painted airplanes. And it's actually kind of mad when she said that, because a week before that, when I was flying, I was supposed to get on Tennessee 1, which is another painted airplane. And the plane changed, and I did not get an airplane, the Tennessee 1. I got this livery right here. But she got on Maryland 1, and I was happy for her, but mad because she got to go on a special painted airplane, and I've been like patiently waiting to get on one of those airplanes. Southwest has a lot of them too, so I've wondered why I have not. See, there's one thing I did look about this livery. It has the old-fashioned seats and the old-fashioned bulkheads. So, let me get a better view of this. Yeah, so you can see there's the old-fashioned bulkheads in the Heart livery. They're actually the Heart that's painted now, and the seats are all blue. So we're going to stay in the cockpit until our top of climb. What was the inaugural name for Southwest Airlines? Whenever it came out in, I think, the 1970s, it was Southwest Airlines. There was still Southwest, but it had the mustard yellow airplanes livery instead of this one right here. And I do have that livery, so the next flight, if we do one, I will probably more than likely fly it. If you're talking about the flight number for the inaugural flight from Miami to Houston, I think that it was Southwest flight 4037, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I'm mistaken.
Southwest 1928 Albuquerque Center, climb and maintain flight level 310.
Maintain flight level 310, how you ride this evening, Southwest 1928.
There's lights up out there, but other one. American 2284, your traffic about your to 3 o'clock in 2 miles, 280, Airbus 321, expect high climb.
Okay, just after American 2284.
So yeah, we really just sit here and just mainly just chat. But we've got about an hour and 15 minutes until we even come close to top of descent.
Southwest 2315 Albuquerque Center, roger.
Yeah, there's our top of descent, and about, excuse me, in about I want to say 500 and let me take a look. Yeah, so about 450 nautical miles. That's when we'll begin our descent. Oh, coming into some turbulence. Yep, there's that wing flexing.
Southwest 241 allocation, roger.
Are you trying to quiz me on this? Dude, I wasn't even a thought back in 1966. My parents weren't even born before 1966. But all I know is that we all love Southwest Airlines. Came to the flight deck because we took that turn a little bit quick. I mean, I could try my best to answer it, but I honestly didn't know they were Air Southwest. I mean, I'm being dead serious. I did not think that it was Air Southwest. But we learn something new every day. So, actually, I'm going to look that up, because I'm actually curious now. I know that they're a Texas base, because Texas International Airways, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was the airline prior to Southwest. Whenever Southwest came out, or started flying, I think Texas International Airways was not bought by Southwest, but was bought out. But I do know that Southwest, yep, you're right, the airline was established in 1967 as Air Southwest Company. In 1971, it adopted its current name as Southwest Airlines. Okay, let me look at Texas International Airways. I want to see. Okay, Texas International Airways ceased operations in 1982 and was merged into Continental Airlines, which is eventually merged into United. Okay, so yes, but Texas International Airlines is the main Texas airline until Southwest, when Southwest was based out of Dallas. That's why it's the Texas. I mean, there's a whole bunch of bases now out of Southwest, but they're mainly considered the Texas airline. I want to take a look at this and make sure that our turbulence is not going to be too bad. So, Texas International Airways fleet was a Beechcraft C-99, a Convair 240, a Convair 600 turboprop. And then its jet engines were a Douglas DC-9 and 10, and a McDonnell Douglas DC-9 and 30. So, the biggest airplane that Texas International did was a DC-9. And your mom, yeah. The only airline that my family and I really have flown is Southwest. I've flown on United a couple of times, and it wasn't bad, except that it felt like we were always like rushing to our next gate because Houston Intercontinental is a massive airport. Center pumps ran out of fuel. That's fine. We got two other pumps. So, what was the based airline of my state? Well, the state I grew up in, it was Texas, but I'm in college now. But in Texas, I know that there is mainly the three major airlines. Southwest is based in Dallas Love and Houston Hobby. And United, their main base is Houston Intercontinental, and American's main base is DFW. So really, there's three major, there's 5 major bases for the airlines in my home state. 2 in Houston, 2 in Dallas. No, I'm wrong. There's 4. And I think San Antonio is sort of a base for Frontier or Alaska. I'm not too certain, but I think. And Lubbock and Fort Worth Alliance are both pretty big in freight. I know there's plenty of times where we're driving down I-35. I think it's I-30. Yeah, it's I-35, and it drives right into the, not into, but right, you cross the final approach of one of the runways, and at night it is gorgeous. And since the freight airlines start their days about 2 o'clock in the morning, sometimes we can see a FedEx A300 or a Boeing 757 or an MD-11 take off. So, freight companies, FedEx I think is the biggest one, comes out of Texas. I think UPS also comes out of Alliance, I'm not sure. I can actually probably check. But we're at top of climb, but we are getting some turbulence here, so I am going to leave the seatbelt sign on for now. I'm going to get on my cell phone here and look up my flight tracker, which will tell me so Sun Country Airlines, they fly into Fort Worth Alliance, but I don't think it's actual Sun. Yeah, it's Amazon Prime operating under Sun Country. That's a Boeing 737-800. And yeah, Amazon Prime, they're all leaving right now. Like Sun Country, ATI, Air Transport International, Amazon Air, yeah, Atlas Air, they're all taking off right now out of Alliance. And you think about it right now, it's about 8 o'clock in Fort Worth area. So, yeah, their day is more than likely just getting started. Because freighters, I know, fly in the middle of the night to avoid passenger traffic. Because if you think about it, Memphis, I mean, there's so many FedEx planes at one time. Can you imagine the amount of chaos it would be if the FedEx planes all took off on a time schedule with the passenger planes? I mean, they still do, but all those gates taking off at the same time, that'd be a headache. Yeah, majority of the FedEx flights out of Alliance, they're all leaving at 12 in the morning, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. But the passenger flights don't really wind down until about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, depending on how far away their flight is and what time zone they're flying into. So we're gonna hit turbulence the whole way to Los Cabos.
November 90284, contact Albuquerque Center 133.0.
133.0, 84.
Currently 1094, contact Phoenix approach 128.65.
Right now. Everything's running pretty smoothly. We have our GoPro view right here. But every time I'm on a Southwest airplane, I always get this view right here, or I try to get this view right there. I get one of the two. I would love to get this view right here, but I'm not a pilot. So everything's looking pretty smooth right now. I could add some fun and decide to fail the engine, but I don't want to. I think we're flying into Mexico here in just a minute. I think as soon as we hit Dumbo, I think the waypoint Dumbo, I think that is whenever we're crossing into Mexico. I can double check real quick. So that is Tucson. Okay. So we've already done the Tucson. Actually. Ooh, wait a second. Hold on. This is catching my eyes. So Traffic Global is the traffic plugin that I use for the airplane. I've never seen a general aviation airplane on here.
Southwest 1928, contact Albuquerque 1.
Did they add general aviation airplanes on here on the next update?
Good day.
Yo, they did. System 172 P28A. Yo, that is awesome. So I can start flying general aviation again. I need to do some more Cessna work. So, look at how we're crabbing. Look at that. Yeah, so we are actually in Mexico. MM is the ICAO code for Mexico. So, well, we're... Hang on, I saw that you chatted, but I want to see what this crab looks like. Look at this. We are basically sideways. Like, if I do it again, you can see how much we're getting pushed. So, yeah, that seatbelt signs are going to stay on for a little while. Until we get out of the turbulent air. Southwest doesn't fly close to where you live, man? American, Alaskan, Delta, United, UPS, FedEx. Gotta remember what CLX is. Cargolux, okay. I should have figured that. I figured that out now. So, my take is that you're kind of close to an airport that has a lot of freight. We're kind of going away from the center, so it's going to be a little bit more of a
730 at Albuquerque Center, right there.
Oh, it's not a hub? Okay. Well, I was say, because Southwest alone in the past couple months has added about... Alright, turbulence is gone, so we can go and turn off that and see what's outside. Yeah, but I'll say Southwest alone in the past 2 months has added about 16 more routes. Oh, like they added another one today. They're going to go to Eugene, Oregon today. Not today, but they added it to their schedule today. They're supposed to start flying it in summer of 2021. Also, another thing that's kind of a major blow in my opinion, because the 737-700, which is what this is, it is an aging aircraft, but it's also one of my favorite. It's my favorite variant of the 737. But Southwest has ordered 200 737 MAX 7 aircraft, which is roughly the same size as the Boeing 737-800. And they're going to replace this variant. And I'm going to be pretty mad if they decide not to repaint some of these in this Canyon Blue livery, because I love this livery. I get happy whenever I'm flying on an airplane with this livery right here. I love this livery so much. The Heart 1 livery is nice, but I personally think that, because in the Heart 1, on the split Skiminar and the winglets, this is just gray. These little pylons back here, they're as wide as the wing. So I don't see the fun in the Heart 1 livery. Of course, I'm not going to complain as long as I don't die in an airplane. But, I like the history. Like, I have the Desert Gold, aka the Mustard Yellow, aka the Herb Killer. I mean, that's the name of the aircraft that's still flying it today. But there's two 737-700s that are Desert Gold, and they're both named the Herb Killers. One has a misplaced engine cowling, and the other one does not. I have both on this simulator. But I just love the history, and my dad and I were talking about it with these new 737 Maxes. They're supposed to replace the 700s. The painted state airplanes, they are on the 700s, so are they going to repaint them into a 737 MAX 7? Or are they going to just not have those anymore? That's going to be really upsetting.
Roger.
But I have been in the real flight deck of a 737-700, and I was sitting right here, looking right up there. Everything looked really cool. That's like the happiest flight I was ever on. I'm actually going to grab a drink of water. Gatorade or water, which one should I drink first? See, I hope they do. I mean, I really personally don't want them to retire the 700 series.
United 738, descend via the Eagle 6 arrival, runway 26.
There was a Max painted as California 1.
2979, descend via the Eagle 6, landing 26, 738.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, I mean, so the California 1 livery, it's been a special livery ever since the Desert Gold, yeah, Gatorade, that's what I was going to say. But, yeah, the retro livery, or excuse me, the California 1 livery has been on there ever since it was a Desert Gold color, and that was its very first paint scheme. And it was a Boeing 737-300. So that doesn't surprise me that a California 1 is going to be in a Max. I hope it is. That's all I'm going to say. I hope it is. I'm going to be really, really ticked off if it's not, because and the majority of the thresholds for the Max recent order, there's a bunch of pictures of them in a canyon blue livery, such as this. And I don't mind if they get away with the 700s. I mean, by the time I'm done with my training, I'm in the airline. There will not be a 700 with Southwest, in my opinion. About 6 years from now, there will not be. It will be all Maxes and maybe an 800. So, as long as this livery does not go away, nor does the flag liveries go away, I will be happy. That's all I'm saying. You're gonna be flying with Southwest in the future? It's pretty cool. Me too. I'm gonna go to my cousin's graduation in a couple months. But if you enjoy flying for the fun of it, might as well get ready to start paying big bucks again, because their flights are going up big time on the price. Like a round trip for me to fly home during last time I flew home was in March. Just a 45-minute flight was about $42. But since I have since my dad has points, so they would give me a flight for free. But he would have had to pay $42 round trip. Looking at the flights for this trip I'm coming up, it would have been $500 round trip in just 1 month's time. It has skyrocketed. So it was worse for American United. United was like $700 round trip, and American was like $1,000. I'm just like, I got flight school expenses to do. Ain't no dang way I'm spending $1,000 for a round trip. No way. I would much rather drive the 14 hours instead of fly for 3. In your opinion, what's the best flag livery? I have 3 that are my favorite. So, but I want to know what your favorite is.
Roger.
So now you mentioned California 1, so I've seen. Let me look and see what the ones I've seen in real life. I've seen every time I see one, I take a picture of it. Let's see. I have seen New Mexico one. I have seen California one. I've seen Florida one. I've seen Nevada. I've seen the Tennessee. I've seen the Missouri. I've seen Arizona one. I've seen Lone Star one. And I have seen Louisiana one. And I've also seen the 2000 737 NG, which is a 700. But that's actually painted in the candy blue livery. In case you're tuning in, I'm having a conversation about which special livery that Southwest has would be the favorite. So you like California, Illinois, and Arizona. I forgot they had Illinois on there. Oh yeah, oh it's a gigantic eagle on it. Yeah, that one does look nice. I'll agree with you on that one. That one's pretty cool. My favorites are Lone Star 1, obviously, because I'm from Texas. Let's see. Louisiana one. That's their newest one, and it looks amazing. I love how they're able to paint an entire pelican on an airplane. I mean, it just looks gorgeous. And I would have to say, the next best one, or my third favorite would probably end up being, Maryland 1. Maryland 1's pretty cool. Trying to look up and see all those. Do you remember Shamu 1? Whenever they had a 737-300 painted as Shamu. I forgot that they had that. I think they did for SeaWorld or something.
Sir, 125 Bravo Tango, Albuquerque Center, Roger. The show altimeter 2995.
Okay, so there's Shamu 2. It was retired it came out in 1990. Shamu 3 came out in 1990 as well, a couple months after Shamu 2. Lone Star 1 was the first painted one for the States. So I'm 2 hours ahead of your time zone. So I think that would mean that you live on the West Coast. SeaWorld, pretty much. But Arizona one is that. Ooh, I forgot about Triple Crown. Triple Crown's another one too, but that's just a heart. I remember whenever they came out with the heart livery, everybody was so excited. So was I. Like, all I wanted to do was fly on the Heart 1 livery. Now all I want to do is fly on the Retro livery or fly on a special livery. Yeah, from California. That's what. Yeah, so the time zones are really weird. Like, literally in Texas, there's 2 different time zones. You go about an hour and a half out of El Paso, you're in Mountain Time, so you go an hour ahead of everybody else. And then whenever, because we did that for football, because for some odd reason, the football schedule had us drive almost 6 hours to go to El Paso, and we would always leave and no, I think Mountain Time is actually 1 hour backwards from us. I don't know. It's confusing. I don't really care either. All I know is that we leave at like 8 a.m. for full game at 6 p.m. Because that's how long of a drive it was when you have about 110 kids on a bus driving that long, yeah, it's pretty bad. Your flight would cost one. Oh my god. You remember the good old days whenever flights were like maybe $200? And then whenever COVID hit, it got down to like $40 a round trip.
November, India Charlie, contact Albuquerque Center 120.55.
I mean, that's just not going to happen anymore. Okay, I need to do this really quickly. So for the menu today, Southwest has decided to finally start serving food. So we're serving filet mignon steak. It's going to cost about $600. You watch. Eventually, Southwest is going to stop doing the free beverage service and the free snacks. And that'll, I mean, they're probably gonna constantly have the no fee for a change flight, because even United's starting to do that now. Dude, there's one thing about United that I do love. It's those freaking Stroop waffles, man. That is the best airline snack ever. It's literally a mini waffle filled with caramel. And my grandmother, when she was alive and flying with us to go to vacation, she would always order coffee and then put the Stroop waffle on the coffee so the Stroop waffle would be warm. She basically did a life hack before it was even a trend. Snowing in Denver? Yes, I changed my topic pretty quickly, so forgive me on that one. But, it is snowing in Denver. What the crap? I'm in like a Southwest Friends group. And post a picture of a Southwest airplane covered in snow in April. That's the reason why I don't want to live in Colorado. Yeah, I remember United was, I mean, United got a bunch of crap for whenever they dragged that passenger off. I remember that. They got a bunch of crap for that. And, actually, the first time we flew with United to Miami, the tug had a hard time disconnected from the airplane. This loud metallic bang goes through the airplane. We sit on the ground for about an hour and a half just to determine that it's fine. Hi, Sarah. Sarah's my good buddy from college. And Sarah, we need to go get more Vietnamese food.
Hello, Albuquerque, UPS 889, leveling at 210. UPS 889.
In my professional opinion, we need to go get more Vietnamese food because pho is amazing. Oh, no worries, Sarah. You're about an hour and 19 minutes late. But I don't care. I'm happy you're able to watch me drown on my first stream. But no, I've just been having a good conversation with this guy over here in our chat, since apparently we both love Southwest Airlines. And Sarah, you look like you were having a lot of fun in Zoom yesterday. All the fall places closed? Dang. Oh, I'm talking about like before semester's over. Hey man, thank you for the subscribe. I appreciate it. We're now up to, well, the subscriber goal says 611, but we're technically up to 614 now, I believe. So appreciate the subscribe, man. What happened with Southwest? I haven't had a bad incident on Southwest yet. I'm curious to know what happened here.
November 5 Bravo Tango, Schiller Airport, that's your 1 o'clock.
Yeah, ever since y'all took me to go get pho, it's just so good. I'm thinking next time I get in the bigger bowl though, not the medium bowl, because I got hungry again in like an hour. I know that Asian cuisine does that to you, no matter if you're eating Japanese, Chinese, or Vietnamese food. It gets you hungry again in an hour. I was tempted to ask y'all if y'all wanted to go and get Whataburger. Oh, just so everybody knows, in my professional opinion, the Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger is one of the best. That's my professional opinion. So we have about another hour of flight time. We've been in the air for about 50 minutes and we haven't crashed, but we have experienced some pretty big turbulence. Or not big, but it can be, it should be a little bit less. There we go, now I can see the chat. I couldn't see the chat for a little while. Oh, that is rough. I can imagine. Actually, that happened with a teacher. In 5th grade, we went on a little field trip. It was like a little surprise trip to Costa Rica on American Airlines. And my teacher, her luggage got from Dallas-Fort Worth to Miami, but it never got on the plane from Miami to San Jose, Costa Rica. So she didn't have luggage for like a day and a half. So our tour guide had to make us wait in San Jose until her luggage got there. It was so funny. I mean, not funny, we felt bad for her, but she's like the sweetest teacher ever. But it was funny that that happened. And that is one thing though, I do not like American Airlines. I mean, in the future, I mean, they're not my favorite. I don't want to say don't like. They're not my favorite. They're not my favorite. But obviously, whenever I'm looking for a job with airline, I'm going to go with whoever hires me. My dream is to be with Southwest, obviously. That recent subscribe got us up to 615 subscribers, so ignore Hey, please ignore the subscription goal is 611. I don't understand why it's not reloading. Oh, nope, I accidentally repeated that. That is... He's already subscribed. I accidentally repeated it. So, apparently... Okay, well, I apologize for that. I think I have to do that every time so I can get it updated. But, no, Canadian Pacific, he's already subscribed. So, I apologize for that little tidbit.
Southwest 269, I'm a surrender.
You want to create your own airline? That wouldn't be too bad. Alright, let me ask you this follow-up question. What would the name of it be, and what aircraft would you fly in your fleet? I can tell you this right now. If I had my own airline, I would more than likely be like Southwest and only fly 737s. Maybe an Airbus A319 or an Airbus A220. But I would mainly stick to about 737s. Mainly because, in my opinion, the 737 is my favorite aircraft. Just saying. So Los Cabos, since we are we're gonna have to actually do our own vectors into Los Cabos. I'll show you here on the flight plan. Now that we're coming close to Los Cabos, we need to start planning for this. So we're about 80 nautical miles from DeLine waypoint, and it'll make us about 120 nautical miles from our top of descent. So if we go over here, as you can see, let me zoom in. After a netco, go to Foxtrot Sierra 34 waypoint. You see how it does this like very, very tight curve? It's not gonna work. That's gonna make us... That's gonna be a really rocky approach. So we're gonna have to do our own vectors. So my goal is to, as soon as we kind of hit this decel vector out towards the west, kind of come south, and then basically on a right downwind for 3-4, turn base, and then go up towards the final. So that's our little approach vector into there. Let me check the winds for Cabos and see
Delta 871 to send you the Eagle 6 arrival, runway 26, Phoenix altimeter 2979. 2979 to send you.
Alright, so let me pull up the ATIS for Los Cabos really quickly. So if I don't see your... If I do not see a chat, I apologize. I'll look at it in just a minute. Let me get this. Request ATIS. Because we may have to have a crosswind landing. Because I may have to change my runway assignment. Because the winds did change from when we took off. We may have to take off or land on runway 16. Okay, so there we go. Everything looks good. So basically what I just did was double check and make sure what runway numbers that there was at Los Cabos, and sure enough there is a runway 16. So we may have to do a runway change because winds right now on my iPad show 150 at 5 knots. That's not terrible at all. It's not going to be near as bad as it is right now. I think we're at 71 knot winds, so this plane is being pushed around like a toy. Alright, I think we should have gotten our ATIS. Yes, we did. Alright, so our ATIS is here, so let's check it. Of course. There is no ATIS in the game. So, alright. Well, we're gonna do work. So let's go ahead and change our runway assignment. Let's go ahead and expect the runway 16 approach. Execute. So now let's take a look at our new route. We should have gotten to something new. Give me just a minute. I saw that there's a new chat. Give me just a minute.
UPS 889, contact Albuquerque Center 124.32.
Okay, so this approach isn't too bad. This approach isn't too bad, but I think we can do a vector. Yeah, we can actually, from an echo, we could turn and do a longer final, which is what I would prefer. It's my first time actually landing into Los Cabos, so I'd prefer a longer final. So, okay, well, that makes perfect sense. Okay, so Red Wide Airways, that'd be a pretty cool name. And then you'd be Max 8s and a 787. Man, the biggest airplane I've ever flown in was a freaking 767 going to San Jose. That's the biggest airplane I've been on. Other than that, it's been Boeing 737s, Airbus A319s or 21s, or excuse me, 20s. I've flown on a CRJ-200. I've flown on an ERJ-145. That is a small airplane. ERJ, okay. So let me give you a comparison difference here. So in a 737, it's a 3-3 configuration, and you have moderate, decent sized legroom. No, in an ERJ, you get one seat on one side and two on the other, and you are cram packed. ERJ 145.
November 7C1 Romeo, November, turn 10 degrees right, vectors for the climb. 10 right, 1. And November 1, Romeo, November, leaving flight level 370, so direct liberal. Leaving 370, direct liberal 1, Romeo.
A380. Sad that they're not being built anymore. That's my dad's favorite airplane. He likes all his favorite airplanes are both pretty much. I don't consider the A380 retired by all means. They just stopped building them. But my dad's favorite airplane is the A380 and the Boeing 747. And unfortunately, the Queen of the Skies is technically retired for passenger service. That was really sad. Very sad. I've seen a 747 in real life, and it just happened to be Air Force One. So that's the only 747 I have seen. Good man, good buddy. I did not listen to your gender. I apologize for that.
November 180, Prince Center, Roger. Descend via the Eagle 6 arrival, runway 26, the Phoenix altimeter 29er 79er.
2979, descend via the Eagle 6 for number 180.
Yes, verify for me, you got the 26 transition. November 180, just verify you got the 26 transition.
Copy, Eagle 6 to 26 transition, thank you. I'd like to put 25 left on request. Get it.
Just make the request with Phoenix approach when you check in, they'll be able to help you out.
Welcome.
Yeah, so, Los Cabos is a 9,800 foot runway. Linear room for a 737-700. It is the only runway. We also got to keep in mind the traffic.
Still broken. Delta 678, verify the call sign.
So we are right over the ocean.
Delta 678.
Delta 678,
here.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at this.
Southwest 1581, flight level 360, assign .76.
Southwest 1581, Albuquerque Center, ready.
Alright, so we're at 0.77 Mach. And we're at level 390. And
November.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Transition
I knew that Korean Air and Lufthansa are still using 747s, but I'm talking about like in the main United States and England, pretty much. The main majority of 747s have been retired, but I knew that Lufthansa still does it, still has them. Obviously, because we've seen the videos of their first class. It looks pretty cool. That is one thing on my bucket list, is to go on a first class ticket on Emirates. It's like almost a $50,000 plane ticket. That's enough for a new car, pretty much. Small car. That's twice as much as what we got my car for. That's one thing on my bucket list. Is an Emirates A380 first class seat.
Arrival, runway 26, Phoenix altimeter 29er 7er.
Descend via the Eagle 6, runway 26.
Frontier Flight 2099 upgrade surrender. It's been mostly smooth at ahead. You know, unfortunately, haha is as far as I can go for Vegas arrivals. Southwest 1581, descend maintain flight level 340.
340.
Oh, I forgot. I used the HUD display, or heads-up display, the HUD, whenever I fly at night, because kind of can barely see it in the daytime. But I totally forgot to put that on there, or to lower it whenever we took off from Phoenix. 'Cause we took off from Phoenix pretty late, or pretty early in the morning. We're 58 minutes. You know what? I forgot to write down our time of takeoff and our little logbook that we have for XPlane, because I like to log how many hours we're getting on the simulator. So 9:22. We took off an hour and 3 minutes ago. So that was 5:56 a.m. Phoenix time. So far we are not delayed, and we are not on bad side.
Runway 26, Phoenix altimeter 29er 7er.
Descend to the Eagle will do it, Southwest 1581.
And Southwest 1581, I just have to check, did you get the 26 transition?
I'm sorry, sir. We'll descend via the 26 transition, Southwest 1581. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Captain, if there is one... Okay, so kind of going back to the special Southwest airplanes. Have you ever flown on one? Have you ever gotten to be a passenger on one of them? And if you haven't, or if you have, please let me know. I want to see if that'd be one I want to fly on or not. But if you haven't, is there one that you would love to, that you would wish you could fly on? As I said previously, my opinion, I just want to fly on any one of them I can get on before the Max 7s come out, and their existence is still on the edgy side. Excuse me. Looking here.
Southwest 1797, checking in 15 for 210.
Southwest 1797, I'm Christian Roger. Climb and maintain Flight level 35035.
Alright, any chance we can get 33 for a final? We heard the riser better down low. We're going to try that out.
Southwest 1797, Roger. Min altitude.
So you're kind of like me. You wish you were getting on your state plane. Like, that's me. I wish I could get on my home state plane. The Lone Star 1, in my opinion, is... No, Louisiana 1 is the best. Lone Star 1's a close second. Like a very, very close second. I've seen Lone Star 1 I've seen Lone Star 1 fly over me one time, because kind of going into the Love Field Airport, and leaving the Love Field Airport, the road goes in between both runways, and because I love Chick-fil-A, we stopped and got some Chick-fil-A, my friend and I, and Lone Star 1 flew on top of us, landing at Love Field. That was pretty cool. That was very cool, actually. I was like, that should have been me. But, nope. Can I look up registration numbers on this? I'm trying to look up something on my cellular device.
Roger. Delta 678, maintain 290 knots and then comply with the speed at Homer.
State 290 knots now.
Give me just a minute. I am trying to look up some stuff real quick before I forget about it. Sure. I'd like to know.
Albuquerque, Delta 1323 through 16,000 for 210.
Delta 1323, Albuquerque, Roger, climb and maintain flight level 35035.
Delta 1323, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Oh, that is one thing. I saw a 737 MAX actually at the gate in Houston when I was flying down there a couple of weeks ago. That was pretty cool to see. It's a big airplane. I mean, it is way longer than what you think it is. But as long as it doesn't crash again, I think the 737 MAX is gonna be like one of the major step-ups in Boeing. Like the 787 was another big one. Oh, okay, so that's actually pretty cool. So Colorado 1 is currently flying from Long Beach to Sacramento right now. I'm trying to look at flight numbers so I can kind of plan for which stuff I want to stream. And probably saw already.
I'm sorry, say it again for 871.
On one of my screens on the stream, you'll see my sort of stream schedule that's still on the edge. I'm still kind of. I'm just gonna stream whenever I have time. So I'm on. Come back in tune. We'll have a good time visiting, and I'll try not to crash an airplane. See, there is one thing I do want to fly on a 737 MAX though. That would be pretty cool to do. Also, I had the 737 MAX airplane on the simulator. I thought that Boeing recently did do an upgrade to the 777. I think it's called the 777X now or something. I don't know. That was a while ago. But the MAX variant that Southwest recently ordered 200 planes of. Like, the one that's out now is the 737 MAX 8, which is the second biggest, I think second biggest one that they, no, it's the second smallest. The 737-700, which is what Southwest just placed 200 orders of, is the smallest, as hence the number, MAX 7. MAX 8 is the next biggest, that's one they have right now. The MAX 9 is bigger than the MAX 8, I think that's still in production. And the MAX 10, I think, is owned by, I think United has a couple. But the MAX 10, it looks huge.
It's for 290 knots, and they comply with the speeds at Homer, Southwest 1581.
Homer, thank you.
No, the MAX 10 is not with a airline yet. No, it's the only MAX 10 that's out right now is prototype. I think TUI Fly has placed orders for them. United has placed orders. Ryanair. The only MAX planes that Southwest has ordered is more 800s and more 700s. So our top of descent is in 40 nautical miles. So we're going to come down to our FMC. We're going to plan for the flaps 30 landing. Glide slope will be on. Go back to the legs page, just in case. On our landing, we're going to do auto brake of 3. Yeah, the 777X is. I knew that they had done the prototype for the 777X. I think Air France and Lufthansa actually has one. I think Lufthansa was like the first one to buy the 777X. I think there's only like one passenger 777X. But no, you're right about. I know that they're not going to start mainly flying up to 2023. I know that. Yeah. So you're right about that one. I'm going to turn my heading bug just in case something goes wrong. Are we still crabbing pretty good? Oh, we can't tell for a turn. Look at this turn, man. I gotta take a picture of that. I gotta take a screenshot of that. I could not pass that. I had to take a screenshot of that. That was pretty cool. That was a good view of that turn. And I'll go back to what I was looking at. Are we? A little bit. We're kind of a little.
18 Sierra, contact Phoenix approach 128.65.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and turn our altitude knob to 300 and turn the range down to 20. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind flying a 777X. In real life, even. I just mainly want to stick to, like, smaller planes, like, maybe, like, the smallest I would probably go is an E-145. And I know the biggest regional jet is a Embraer 175. So, that wouldn't be a bad plane to fly either. But I mainly want to stick, when I get to the airlines, God willing, I mainly want to stick to this aircraft right here, 737, or the Airbus A320s, or A319s, even the A220s. The A220, that would be another aircraft I'd add to my fleet if I had my own airline.
Delta 1323, climb and maintain.
Those A220s look sexy.
Climb to V level and
it literally looks like a mini 787.
Delta 1323, climb and maintain flight level 370, be level in 5 minutes or less.
So here in about 10 minutes, or 10 miles, which is going to like more like 4 minutes, we're going to begin our descent into Los Cabos. And then I might miss some chat. Captain, because mainly I'm going to try to focus on the airplane here. And I'm going to try to do this in the airline. There's this thing called the sterile cockpit rule, where below 10,000 feet, you're supposed to only talk about the airplane you're flying right now, and ATC. I'm not going to be that strict, but I am going to. Oh, and also one thing I've downloaded the landing rate for Fly with Lua. I should probably make sure that that's working before we... Okay, it looks like it's working. So, forgive me if it's a hard landing. I'm still not used to the flying with Lua. So my landings that I've done, it looks like they've been good. Alright, let's go ahead and get our descent. We're going to go about 2,200 on the V-speed.
Delta 678, contact Phoenix approach 128.
Speed brakes. Alright, we have begun our initial descent into Los Cabos. We'll let our auto throttles do its thing.
American 2826, descend via the Eagle 6 arrival, runway 26, Phoenix altimeter 2979.
Descend to the Eagle 6, 26, 2979, American 2826.
Alright, let's take a look out here. There's one thing I do like about the XPlane Canyon Blue livery. How like the flaps and slats and the speed brakes all have these like spots. I love the realism.
How's your ride at this time?
Personally, it's just me. If I was making a livery, I would add kind of like some paint patches here. Because last Canyon Blue I flew on did have some paint patches. That guy's coming in really broken.
Okay, yeah, I don't really have anything in my airspace, but contact Albuquerque Center 124.32. They should have more info going that way.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and increase our rate of descent.
Southwest 1581, contact Phoenix approach 128.65. Have a good day.
2865, have a great day. Southwest 1581.
You suggest I stay with a doing a low-cost carrier? No offense, buddy, but if I have the opportunity to stay with Southwest, I'm staying with Southwest. But my secondary airline would probably be Mesa, because they're a regional jetliner with United. And if I go with Mesa, I have about 6 years until I transfer into United. So if you can get your airline built in the next 10 years, since I am just starting flight school, so it'll be about 4 years till I graduate, and about 6 years with a airline, I'll go right ahead and join your airline, buddy. Just put me in a 737 and keep me there. That's all I need to know. Jacob Real Fan, hello, sir. Welcome to the stream. We are currently on our descent into Los Cabos. Judging by your name, I'm pretty sure you've seen some of my simulator reenactments. We're going to try to do some XPlane streams. I've also thought about doing some train simulator streams with Run A or TS 2021. So it's just the main little stream on XPlane. I'm still deciding whether I want to do another leg to Miami, because this leg is taking a little longer than what I thought it would. I think we may, if we do another leg, it might not be Miami to Houston. It may be like Houston, El Paso or something. I don't know.
Evening Center, Southwest 1001, 13,000.
I'm still deciding.
900, time of flight level 210.
Southwest 1001, maintain flight level 270.
Thousand to go.
Sorry I haven't posted one in a while. Okay, no, we're not. We're going to keep going. Down to 220. Sorry I haven't posted one in a while. I mean, college has been kicking my rear end when it comes to time, and our finals are in a couple of weeks, so I've been studying and doing flight school, man. So I apologize for not uploading another train video. And a lot of the information I get is wrong, and If you look at some of the comments in my other videos, I get corrected big time. Because
Delta 1323 traffic, 1 o'clock.
apparently it's pretty bad to make a mistake in a video. I learned that the hard way. But, oh well, you gotta take criticism in order to get to where you need to be.
Spirit Link 735 traffic, 10 o'clock, and 50 miles eastbound 767.
Okay, I forgot I had a Red Bull in the fridge. I could have drank a Red Bull that had more energy to do another flight.
1323, contact Albuquerque Center 124.32.
2432 Delta 1323.
So next waypoint is Charlie Foxtrot 16, and we need to be at 3,000. Miami to Atlanta.
That's close 127.67.
That would be a bad one. It would be a bad one. Just Atlanta will kill my frame rates. Last time I flew into Atlanta, like right now, if you can see it, I'm getting 33. Which is pretty good considering the fact that my computer has a really crappy graphics card and a CPU. Which is the two things that XPlane loves. So I'm lucky I'm even getting this. More than likely, I'd be getting like 20. No, when I fly into Atlanta, I get like 5. Last time I flew into Atlanta, it was bad. I was departing Atlanta, and the takeoff roll was so long. Eventually, I'm just like, you know what, screw it. We're going somewhere else. I know Southwest doesn't do this flight, but what if we do Nassau, Bahamas to Key West? That should be a short 45-minute flight. And we can actually probably get into VATSIM on that one and actually talk to a real-life controller. Let me take a look at VATSIM, see if they got the Miami Center online. We might not fly to Southwest. We might do American or something like that. Miami Center is online.
Southwest 1001, climb and maintain flight level 310.
Miami Center is online. Okay, so we may do Nassau to Key West. Alright, another question for you, sir. Should I do a 737 or should I do a different a different aircraft? I have 737, Airbus, A319, I have a 737 MAX, I have an Embraer 175, an Embraer 145 XR,
1,000 to go.
And LR. No, we're gonna keep going down to 2,000. So, and then I also have. What else do I have? I have a 737-300, old-fashioned little thing. That one's mainly going to be radar vectors, though, because the database is pretty old on that one. So, but if I do the 737-300, I'll be Bahama Air. So, oh, and I also have a Boeing 737-500 or 757-200. But I know good and dang well that runway in Key West is like 7,000 feet. There's a good chance that a 757 will land, but it's another good chance that it will not. So if you have an aircraft preference, I'll be more than happy to fly it. Or if you want me to do a Southwest 737, we can do a fake inaugural flight to Key West. But, so you think that we should do Nassau to Key West? That should be a quick 45-minute jump over the pond. Or that's the reference they use for trying to go over the Atlantic Ocean. You know what I mean. So our altimeter in Cabos is 2985. We're passing. There we go. Alright, so we're going to do our minimums. Runway elevation is 424. Our chart says it's 500 feet off the ground is the decision height. That should be 924. We'll do 935 since we did have an altimeter change. Alright, we need to make sure that our initial reference, that all looks good. You want me to try to fly 737 MAX into Key West? That's another one that takes a lot of runway. We got to keep in mind the runway is about 7,000 feet. And while I don't doubt that we could take off on a 737 MAX in Key West, I don't think we can land one. Because if you do the flare, it's scary enough landing a 737 in there. Just the one I have right now. So, I know I said pick a plane, but I may have to do a hard pass on the MAX. The next stream we'll do a MAX. Next stream we'll do a MAX, I promise. But my decision will be either an Airbus A319, a Embraer 175, or an Embraer 145. Because those are mainly the three that fly. Well, the main three airplanes that fly in there is a A319, a Embraer 175, and a CRJ CF700. I don't have that, but they also do a -8. So, unfortunately, man, I don't have the confidence that we will land a 737 MAX and not overshoot the runway. And I don't feel like doing 30,000 go-arounds either. Excuse me. So we're going to go ahead and descend down to 7,000. We're going to slow our speed to about 230 knots. Speed brake, are you going to work? You have a flight sim as well. Which one do you have? I know there's XPlane like this one. There's P3D, Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Which one do you have, man? If you get on, and if you have that sim, come fly with us. Now this all depends if Miami Center is open by the time I get there. If they're gonna close, I'm more than likely just gonna come back and end the stream. But if they're not gonna close, then we'll go ahead and fly it. So let me go ahead and get this stuff set up. Okay, that Miami to Houston flight would be at 2 hours and 26 minutes. I don't feel like sitting here for another 2 hours. Oh, you use Infinite Flight. Oh, I thought you were talking about a computer sim. That's fine. You use what you got, but I don't think that sim does on the iPad. So, I think the aircraft I'm either going to do is the E175 or the E145 or the Airbus A319. Actually, no. Scratch the Airbus A319 because then I have to configure all my screens and my control module for Airbus. That's 15,000 feet. We'll go, takeoff lights on, turn off lights on, and start switches to continuous. Our wing light go on, let the flight attendants know that we are getting pretty close to our, getting pretty close to, you want to do Bahama Air 737-300, or do you want to do a 700? I think I have a 700 variant. I don't mind flying old school. Actually, I actually wouldn't mind flying old school at all. So if you want me to do a, let me check and see what I got. But don't get mad at me if I choose a E175 or something. Don't get upset with me about it. Alright, so we can descend down to 3,000. That'll be our final approach altitude, and we can slow our descent pretty good. And then when we get to the descent, we will begin our vectors. Now, as I said, don't get mad at me if this is a hard landing. I know in real life you want to try to keep it as smooth as possible, but I have not used Fly with Lua. I've not used landing rates, so it's all new to me. So if it's hard, don't get mad at me.
Southwest 278, descend via the Eagle 6 arrival, runway 26, the Phoenix.
So there is our airplane, and we're we're coming into outskirts of Los Cabos, Mexico. So let me get my charts out here. We are descending via an Echo 0 arrival. So we're planning around runway 16. If we are not on the ground by 5,000 feet, we're going to come in a go around. I really don't want to do a go around, so we'll see. But you never can tell when it comes to the airliners.
903 at flight level 370.
It's been mostly smooth, maybe just a few pockets of light chop around the St. John's area.
Alright, thank you.
Alright, so we're going to turn the heading bug to where we need it to whenever we do our own vectors. We're going to do a pretty long final. You can't see it. Wait, yeah, you can. Yes, you can. Okay, cool. That's fine. Alright, so we'll slow speed to 210 knots. Or 200 knots, actually. We're the only airplane coming in.
320, resume normal speed.
Let me see
Okay,
what we have down here. So there is some traffic.
903.
There is some traffic over here at...
Delta 569, 17,000, 5210.
Southwest 569,
Alright, so speed brakes can
level
go out.
310.
Level 310, Southwest 569.
American 2337 at 260, 360. American 2337 out there, Charter. If you could make
It was about 2 weeks ago, man.
280 or even 300, I could have normal speed for you. Also, there's military airspace active at 280 or below. Up ahead, I'd have to reroute you around. So 30 would take you to the top.
Alright, so we're passing through
9,000.
That's not my airplane, thank God. We're passing through 6,000 feet. We're going to auto brake at 3. Whenever we go our own vectors, we'll do...
American 2337, reserve normal speed for now, thanks.
When we get our own vectors, we'll do flaps 1 and we'll get ready to go.
American 2337, resume normal speed.
UPSA 55, 17, 6, 210.
UPSA 55, Albuquerque surrender, climate flight level 350.
350, UPS.
I actually can go down to 250. That should be our final one.
28.65.
128.65,
Alright, speed brake can go out. There we go. Alright. Oh. Aviator mistake. That's the airplane's fault, not mine. We need a first officer. That's why there's a PIC and a pilot monitoring. Pilot in command flies the plane. Pilot monitoring does everything else. Alright, so a pretty uneventful flight coming into Los Cabos. I'm impressed, actually. We haven't had much, besides the wicked turbulence coming out of Phoenix. Alright, let's go ahead and go flaps 1. And the flaps are extending. We're passing over the beach now. It looks dry. This looks like where I used to live. It looked dry. Alright, so flaps 1 is out, green light, we're good to know. Our flaps are not stuck. We'll just continue down this little descent right here. Alright, since we're under 200 knots, we can turn on the rest of our landing lights. That should be good to go. Alright, so let's go ahead and do our own vectors. We're going to go fly heading of 210. Slow speed to 190.
1,000 to go.
Center UPS 855, 217 for 350.
UP55.
Alright, so we're basically trying to get our... see if you can see the Rome airport. not seeing it yet.
maintain flight level 300.
I maintain flight level 300 on that. 2237.
We are a little low, but we should be fine. Alright, so let's do heading of 200 actually. 200. And then in just a minute.
Skywest 3074, 13,500, common flight level 210.
Skywest 3074, altitude 2, climb maintain flight level 370.
Climb maintain flight level 370, Skywest 3074.
So everything looks good. It looks like we're the only aircraft coming into Los Cabos, so we can go speed our discretion. So we'll mainly want to follow the Victor 1 Echo airway. Pretty much. So if we turn to heading of 160, that should be good to go. When we turn this heading, we'll go flaps 5. So our approach checklist in the start switches are continuous altimeters are set at 285. That has gone unchanged. Nav aids are set. So our next is the landing checklist. So landing checklist cabin is secure. Speed brake lever. Oops. Armed. Landing gear, don't need it yet. Alright, let's go ahead and get our turn to 1-8.
Albuquerque Center, Eagle Creek 580 is out of 14-7, flight level 210.
There we go.
Eagle Creek 580 out 3
190, this should be fine.
410, Eagle Creek 580, thank you.
So here in just a second we'll begin our next turn into 160, and that should be our final approach course. Then we can go gear down, then go flaps 5. We're a little bit low on the approach just because we did our own descent. Tend to always do that whenever we're on our own descent, but I mean, we can see the terrain. There's no terrain warning right now. We're good. We should be fine. So
Albuquerque Golf 368 Golf 360
368 Golf Albuquerque.
Alright. Heading of 168.
We can go all the way to 370. Where's the best ride?
Let me check ahead of you here. I know there is some light shop in the lower and mid 30s on December.
Airport should be in. There's the airport. We have the airport in sight, and we are pretty low, but that's okay. Flaps 5. We won't do gear down for a while.
American 630, they're saying that 35 and above are the best time maintaining flight level 350.
350, here we go, American 630.
American 630, what's your Mach number?
We got 78, what do you need?
Fine, maintain Mach 0.78 or greater, American 630, thank you.
Okay.
American 903, maintain Mach 0.78 or less.
We're getting a little bit. Whoa. What was that? Tell me I'm not the only person that saw what just happened.
Finish light shop 310. New Mexico was saying the best ride is 35 and above.
I don't think that was the wind. I think that was just the airplane having a seizure. Alright, so speed 180, we can go ahead and get our heading altitude back. We're getting a little bit of a wind. Not too bad. Alright, gear down.
American 550, descend via the Eagle, runway 26, Phoenix altimeter 2982.
Gear down 3 green. So next landing checklist is flaps at green light. We'll go flaps 10, speed 160, And we'll mainly pay attention. We can go ahead and arm the approach button. Just double check. Yep. Our gear is down. We do have approach button on. I think we're too low. Huh, okay. Looks like our approach is not going to go. Alright. Flaps 15. Let's go speed. VREF plus 5. Our VREF's 144, so 149. Alright, my airplane. We're getting our descent into Los Cabos. Our final descent into Los Cabos. So we're getting a little bit of turbulence. Not too bad. Not terrible. Kind of slow.
$1,000 to go.
Okay, we're getting a nice long final. I'm anticipating that we're gonna get a good landing. High. Flaps 25.
Airshow 5737, Luigi 15-7 for 21.
737, obviously, around to climb maintain, 535.
Alright, 350, Airshow 5737, thanks.
628 golf, descend via the Eagle 6, showing 2.
Alright, there we go.
Altimeter 29 or 8.
Should look good.
And was that for 628 golf, descend via the Eagle 6 and runway 26? 628 golf, affirmative, thank you.
1,000 feet. We are stabilized. This approach altitude is set at 2,500. Landing flaps 30. When they are green light, we'll take over the throttles. Slower speed just a little bit. We'd actually did VREF plus 10.
Approaching 16.
Alright, that's good. My throttles. So she is my airplane is under my control now. 500 feet. AGL.
Minimums.
Continuing. Well, it's not bad here in Los Cabos at all. So we're just looking at those poppy lights on the runway. I'm even looking at my instruments right now. They're kind of useless whenever we're down this low. Speed's going a little low.
Roger. Don't have too many complaints on the way down, so we'll descend via the Eagle 6, runway 26, Phoenix altimeter 280.
300 feet. A little high.
I'm here, you low turbo, Commander 95, 0 for 21. 95, Jim, Mike, up here, consider Roger. I'll find for you in just a couple minutes.
Start our flare.
I can 30, so. Alright, no problem.
Yep, hard landing. That's where I thought it was going to be. Okay. Well, that's fine. Not terrible. Airplane did not want to float
80
like
knots.
it should have. Welcome to Los Cabos, ladies and gentlemen. Please excuse the hard landing. We're going to exit at taxiway Bravo. So we'll go to initial reference, legs, there we go. Alright, well, we're exactly at 1 hour and 45 minutes. So, I don't understand why that was a hard landing. That was actually a pretty good approach. Alright, APU, go ahead and get started.
124.32.
Ladies and gentlemen, please excuse the hard landing. Taxi lights, taxi light on. Runway lights and runway turnoffs are on. or off, excuse me.
Southwest
We
278.
have vacated via taxiway Bravo. We'll taxi via Alpha to the ramp.
Southwest 278.
So this is our turn here.
628 Delta, do you need the speed?
Alright, flaps can start to go up clean now that we're off the runway.
Behind an Airbus here about 12 miles ahead of you. Just to flash
Alright. So it looks like here our gates can, our ramp's going to be at gate 3.
On 124.32.
Welcome to Los Cabos, everybody. Hope everybody had a good flight. Flaps can go ahead and come up to 5. There was talks of the Southwest getting an A220, but if Southwest gets anything bigger than a 757, I'm gonna flip. I can imagine seeing a 4-engine Southwest, like a small 30-minute flight from like Houston to Corpus Christi, and you see an Airbus A380 pull up to the gate.
3406
That would be nuts. Flaps can go clean.
Yes, sir, we are. 50 Mike.
Mike Roger, climb maintain, flight level 270.
Alright, 270, 50 Mike.
So really quickly, before we do an intermission,
via the Eagle 6, runway 26, Phoenix South 72980.
let me check and make sure that the controller is still on. Yes, he is. Alright, so it looks like we're going to do another leg. We're going to do from Nassau, Bahamas. We're going to go into Key West via Miami Center all the way. If he's still online. If he's not, then I will come back and unfortunately say it's going to be the end of the stream because we were going to do a second leg from Miami to Houston, but I kind of got started a little later. So, should be a quick, maybe 5-minute intermission. Once we get into our gate here at Los Cabos, it should be a straight in. APU engine's on. So now we're operating off of the APU. We won't look at our replay for our landing because I want to get on to flying before Miami Center goes off. So gate 3 is right over here. Right here. So we'll come to this view, slow you down just a little bit. Alright, brakes on, parking brake is on. APU engine's off, or on, excuse me. And start switches can go to off, seatbelt sign can go off, our engine fuel selectors can go to idle, cut off, oh, nope, cut off. I hate it whenever XPlane does that. Alright, welcome to Los Cabos. Anti-collision light can go off, everybody knows.
Any of the speeds on the arrival for now?
Pitot tubes can go off, our electrics can go off, trim air can come off, window heats can go off, because we're going to go.
Okay, thanks, get it southwest next week.
Do have a little bit of room ahead of you here, just
so ground power connected.
Okay, we'll delete the speed so we can fly with Eagle.
Maybe you can come off. Everything else looks good. Everybody's off. We'll just assume everybody's on the plane so we can get going. Our fuel selectors can go off. Y'all never can turn off and go to APU, excuse me, not APU, ground power, battery bus. Our utilities can go to off. Our panel can go to off. Our IRSs can go to off. We're doing a shutdown. Everything else looks pretty good. Shutdown is good. Emergency lights unarmed. local light can go off. Position lights can go off as well. Alright, so standby power is off and battery is off. So there we go, she is shut down. Welcome to Los Cabos. So, alright, well, I'll get in with getting on to Miami. Miami. Nassau, and see you all in a bit. welcome back to the stream. Miami Center is still online, so we will give them a ring here. We're in the air. We are Bahamas Air 3245. We will be on VATSIM tonight. Departure is going to be MYNN. Our arrival is Key West. Our aircraft is the IXEG 737-300. Alright, that should be good to go. Game capture. Alrighty, so we'll come into the cockpit of the 737-300. Beautiful, beautiful cockpit. We'll come down to here, our pre-flight. Everything looks fine. Close. Ground services, we're going to connect the GPU. Our payload, we're going to refuel to 21. Realistic. Our zero fuel weight today is going to be 108. Total weight. Alright. That should be fine right there. Alright, so we will come up. Alright, so we'll come up here. Reconnect the ground power unit? Oh, we did not reconnect the other one. Alright, so we come down here, FMC, net. We are at Alright, there we go. So we are Bahamas Air 3245. Bahamas Air 3225, 3245. Let me make sure that we're showing up on the basically, pretty much as soon as we take off. So we're going to take off from runway 32. Our route. We're going to go to Nico. And then we're going to go direct to that VOR, activate, execute, departures. We're going to depart Javas to Nico, execute, and our arrival. We're going to we'll do that later. Route, takeoff, menu, FMC. Roughing it. So our ground services tell us that our ground weight is 123.5. Our reserve is 1.7. Our cost next for our flight altitude is going to be 280. Cruise is going to be 250 at 5.8. And our ISA deviation is going to be 6. Alright. Execute. View 1. View rotates 148. Okay, so we come down here, go to our legs page. It is literally just two different things. Alright, so come back up here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on our lights. We got 4 minutes till our IRS is aligned. Window heats can go ahead and come on. Everything else looks good. Galley on. Our left fuel pump on. Everything looks good.
Glide slope. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Runway. Awareness. Okay.
Meter.
So once our IRS is aligned, we can go ahead and do the walk around though. Alright, so we got our stuff, so that's the important thing. We do have our alright, we do have our alright, so our trim is going to be right. That should be good to go. Alright, so APU can go ahead and get started.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Alright.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Center, good evening. Bahamas are 3245 is with you. Right, let's go ahead and get our pushback going.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Everything looks good. Electrics can go on. Alright, so collision light on. Park brake release.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Alright, let's give engine number 2 to ground and give it a good start. We have N2.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, now we got everything. Alright, so engine number 2 is set, Gen 1. There we go. Fuel pumps can go on. I don't think we have anything in this center. We do. Pitot tubes can go on. Our packs can go to auto. Isolation valve is at auto.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
This is on the left. Well, thank you for everything you done for us tonight, and have a good night. Bahamas 3245. All right. So everything looks fine. We'll start to continuous. APU can go off. Taxi light can go on. Flaps 1. Should probably double check and make sure that. Well guys, since Miami Center has been offline, I know nobody's on the stream right now, but we are unfortunately going to end it. We will do, the next stream we'll do Bahamas there. So it's been a successful first stream. Thank you. Thank you for making this night fun. We are going to go ahead and end the stream because our Valence controller has just went offline. And the only way I was going to do this second leg is if the Valence controller is online. Indonesian Rail Production, unfortunately, man, I'm going to actually end the stream here. We did do our Cabos leg. I know we were going to do this Miami to, excuse me, Nassau to Key West leg, but unfortunately Miami Center has just informed us they were going offline, so I am going to end the stream because I do have a test tomorrow for college. I need to go ahead and get some good night's sleep. We'll do another stream tomorrow, buddy. We'll do this flight tomorrow. Probably going to be about 3 o'clock my time, which is, I'm in Central Time Zone, so 3 o'clock my time. Like right now, it's 10 o'clock my time. So do with that as you will. But about 3 o'clock my time tomorrow, we'll do this leg with this aircraft, even if Miami Center is offline. So I do apologize for that, buddy. But my education is more important, and I am pretty tired. Maximus, I'm assuming I know who this is. Unfortunately, I'm actually going to end the stream right here. The center who we were going to go with is offline currently, so I'll be streaming again tomorrow about 3 o'clock. So if you're able to watch it, tune in then. I just did an hour and 45-minute leg to Cabo, and I was going to do a 45-minute leg to Key West. Unfortunately, we're going to go ahead and end the stream here because, as I said many times, center has gone off, and there really isn't a point of flying with no center. So, I'd like to thank you all for tuning into the stream. Apologize I couldn't do the second leg, and have a great night, ladies and gentlemen.